so tired. Let me go to this page real quick. Let me see how many people I can get here on YouTube. So tired. Let me go to this. See, do I have anybody watching yet? Not that I can see. Let's see real quick. I'm looking. All right, so I got 3 people in here apparently. Well, not counting myself. So if you can do me a favor, just go ahead and put a comment in the chat so I can see who's watching. Just so I can give y'all a shout out or whatever. Go from there. Let's see. I'll wait a little bit. I'll wait like a minute or so. See who I get in the chat. Probably not going to do this very long though. Oh, Elder Harris, what's going on, brother? Long time no see, man. Let me post you up there. It's been a while. It's been a while. How you been? How you been? Michelle Turner, what's going on? Michelle says, hey. That's good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah. This isn't going to be a very long video. I just want to... I haven't done a response video in a while, but I can't help it, but I have to address hyperbole when I feel like it's gone too far. Like, and for those of you who are fans of Berean TV, I can understand. I got you. But there's just some things I think are taken way too far. The allegorical, I call it allegorical propaganda. That's just me. I can't help it. It's just really irritating, but it's good to see you, Elder Harris. It's been a while. Good to see you again. Well, yeah, so I'm not even going to put the video on the screen. I'm just going to play the audio, and I just want you to hear it. And then I'm going to do a response and put some information out there and then offer a free resource to you all real quick. So it's not going to take long. Basically, I just don't like unnecessary exaggerations. I think anybody who deals with truth on the extremes and only gives extreme examples, it's intentionally misleading, especially if for people that I know who know better. I feel like there has to be a response to it, even though I hate. You said Conrad, not a fan. You said Conrad, not a fan. You mean Comrade, not a fan? What do you mean by Conrad? See if I can find this real quick. I assume you meant Comrade. It's see if I can do this real quick. Let me see. So, see, I can find this part right here. And so I'm gonna play it. Hopefully, y'all can hear it in the background. Yeah, I'm gonna play it in the background, and I'm gonna express my concern to it. Yeah, so let me express my concern right there and find it. Let's see, tell me if you can hear this, and just give me a thumbs up or type 1 if you can hear it.
How Jude mentioned Enoch and talked about Enoch like if it was prophecy. Why can't we discuss some of this stuff? Why can't we discuss some of this stuff? And these are the problems. This is why we need to know how God is talking to us as a people. Where's the pastor at? How did God speak in this hour to you? I want some answers in here. Of course, everybody's going to say, do the 66, do the 66, and he's only speaking through the 66. Now, that's one thing, but when the white man went to Ethiopia, that's where a lot of y'all from Africa. When he went to the continent of Africa, he found the book of Enoch. And it's been in their canon. So that's how come I gotta discuss canon. I'm gonna go into what voice are you listening to? Because we're all influenced by voices. But over there in Ethiopia, he went over there and they were like Johnny come latelys, our European brothers and sisters, and they found a wider canon than they had in Europe. Then they brought it to Europe, and then it ended up coming over here to America and being translated in 1977. Now, if something is in Enoch that can help anybody in the first century Israelites that were followers of Christ, Messianics, if they were influenced by it, maybe it's something in there that can help us or can clarify some stuff in our 66. Now, this is the problem. They don't feel y'all need to discuss these things because they're beneath you peasants.
Now that right there, right? It's that last part, right? The information's cool, information's straight. But what concerns me the most is that sounds like propaganda to me. Actually, I know that's propaganda because no one has directly called anybody a peasant, right? That's arguing from the extreme, right? Nobody has stopped anybody from reading a book on the canon, as far as I'm concerned, right? So, again, it's phrasing like that I think makes opposition greater than what it needs to be, right? Because it's not anybody's fault that they don't put these books in the bookstore, right? In the Christian bookstore, quote unquote Christian bookstore. They got more New Age stuff in there than anything else, right? So again, I think it spins things the wrong way when you mediate messages for other parties that they haven't said themselves. So unless you're going to call out a name and say that these people think you're like this individual said you're a peasant, right? It puts imagery in people's minds, especially people who already feel like they're being, I guess, kind of pushed away from a culture, right? That type of discussion or that type of phrasing or messaging is very unhelpful. It weaponizes dialogue, right? It weaponizes dialogue. And I think that's very, very harmful to the development and of people who are trying to get this knowledge. It creates a friction in between two people groups that aren't that different, right? Like, I'm not a seminary person. I'm still working on my undergraduates, but I read books on the canon. And nobody's ever came to me and called me a peasant and told me I couldn't read it. Right? That's unless someone has came to you and said that, I think those type of phrases are very very unhelpful. Right? And I mean, and you're free to disagree, but unless you've had that experience where someone's actually told you that, I don't think it's helpful to say that, or don't make it seem like that's the landscape that we're operating on, because that's definitely not true. And what I'm going to do at the end of this is, if anybody wants a book on the canon, or that's seeing this replay, I've already exported it into Microsoft Word document. So I'm going to just give it out. So I'm going to put my email up right now, just so y'all can see it. Give me a second right there, right? reformedsoldier@icloud.com. All right, all you got to do is hit me up. I'll be glad to send you the resource. It's by D.A. Carson and another gentleman. I can't remember his name. But they do hermeneutics, authority, and canon, right? So it covers all those. It has some people in there like John Frame, of course, D.A. Carson, and a few other ones out there. And I'll be trying to find some more resources to give to you all, but yeah, just that's not the case. That's not what's happening right there. Right. So I'm gonna play some more of it, and then this live stream will pretty much be over. So let me go back.
Beneath you, pastors, but one thing I love about God, and one thing I love about God's spirit, the Pharisees were shocked. The seminary people were shocked.
See, that right there. And this is all I'm gonna play. You know, it said Pharisees were shocked, seminary people were shocked. Hey, come on, bruh. There's not even an equivocation there. That's just hyperbole and dangerous allegory. It makes it seem as if people who get a seminary education have no spirituality whatsoever. And I'm just opposed into that kind of language. I think that's very unhelpful, and it's just it sounds so good into someone who's not really paying attention to it, or it sounds good into people who haven't had the opportunity to get an education, so it automatically makes them feel better about themselves. But everyone's on the same playing field, whether you have a seminary education or not. There's no beef there. I don't have one. But I read the information and I learn it and I listen to it. And I still listen to the Spirit of God as I'm studying. But there's still such a thing as logical fallacies. There's still such a thing as hermeneutics. That stuff still exists. Whether you learn it in seminary or not. You can read a book on your own and figure it out on your own. I mean, it's out there. It's just that what mindset are you in? Are you in the right circles, or are people pointing you in the right direction into where you can learn this stuff? Right? That's all it is. It's not some conspiracy over here. He goes on later in the video and he says he's starting to think, nah, I'll just play it. It'll come up next.
God, Peter, and John, and they knew they were fishermen, but they took note that they have been with Christ. I'm going somewhere with this, right? I ain't got a lot of time, but I'm going to go somewhere with this. If you don't have God, you can read writ, and God cannot reveal it to you. You need the Spirit of God to reveal writ to you. We go in every other voice. We go in every other professor. We go in every other place to get the revealed word broken down to us when Christ said it's expedient, it's urgent that I go away. Because if I go not away, the comforter cannot come. Grandmama and them had something these degreed up folk don't got. Y'all can say, well, that's how come y'all deny miracles, because grandmama and them was moving something, and these other folk ain't moving in it right now. Not everybody. But it's hard pressed to find a preacher that even believe in miracles. Come on, let's talk about the Bible. I'm going to give y'all something else, too. I'm going to tell y'all something. Once you got these folk that always got to go outside of the Bible to explain their doctrine, you got a problem. Now, that don't mean necessarily that going to Apocrypha, going to Enoch is outside of the Bible, because we already said there's multiple canons on the planet. Who's the right church? The Orthodox Church? American Protestants? Oh, you talking about stuff? We don't got no. You licensed with the Baptist Church, so you got to make them. You got to, whatever lie you got to tell them, you got to tell them there's nothing but the 66. Yeah, the 66 is the minimum, and I ride with that, but I can't demonize folk. I mean, I'm demonizing all the Ethiopian church, all the Orthodox church, because remember, y'all energy strong for Catholicism.
So again, right? He makes in some other statements. I don't know who he's talking to. That maybe I'm missing something. Maybe I'm missing something, but I just don't know. Maybe I don't know who he's referencing. Who's strong? I don't know. That's just confusing to me. You know, that's so Elder Harris, if you have any enlightening information, please feel free and to clue me in. I would love to know. I would consider him a co-laborer. I would, if certain ways that he dealt with me, didn't go down the way they did, right? So I have my personal reasons for, he's mischaracterized me multiple times. So, I can't consider him one because he mischaracterized me. I don't consider that. I don't consider that co-laborer, co-laborer behavior, right? So that's me. But yeah, and you got my email address, so and just hit me up, or let me know if you want to talk. So I have it on the screen, right? So you have my information, so feel free to reach out whenever you get a chance. But yeah, that language is very unhelpful for this type of dialogue. I think it causes people to be at odds in a way that they shouldn't be, and it's in a hyper spiritualized manner, right? It's just a little too much. It makes things worse than what they are. It creates a tension there that shouldn't be there. But yeah, that's all I got. So I just want y'all to hear that and get my perspective. Yeah, we can talk online. Just hit me up. So yeah, just keep in mind there is going to be a discussion this weekend, Saturday at 6 p.m. I want to say Central Standard Time. 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Me and Gerardus Watts, affectionately known as Father G, we're going to be having a talk about the Eucharist. It's going to be an ongoing dialogue about Protestant and Roman Catholic views. We're starting off on communion, or the Eucharist, and we're going to be talking about basically transubstantiation, consubstantiation, and which is a Lutheran view, and some of the other views, talking about the real presence and, Thomas Aquinas and some other stuff on there, and discussing, why we hold different views, what we believe different about the Lord's Supper. Vincent Perry, what's going on, brother? And then we'll have a good dialogue there. It's going to be several series of conversations, so that'll be fun. So stay tuned in for that. I'm also going to re-premiere because somehow I must have deleted in the video off of my YouTube page. I'm going to re-premiere my conversation with me and Dr. Carl Ellis. Somehow it got taken down off of my page. Like I must have deleted it, or I was going through stuff in editing. So I made a mistake there. So I'm going to put it back up. I'm going to and premiere it. So please check that out, or just like it or comment or whatever. I want to make sure as many people get to view it again as they possibly can. And then we'll go from there. And then that'll be it. But yeah, that's all I got. So I just wanted to share my opinion. And that's it. So yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in. And for those of you who are watching this in the replay, I hope you got my point. I hope I got it across in a civil manner, and that it made sense as to my concerns. But other than that, I'm out. Peace.